which is obviously, you know, we're going to talk about getting traffic to that offer, right? So before I even do anything, I wanted to map this out. And when I'm looking at traffic methods that you know, I'm going to utilize, here's what I'm looking for. I want traffic methods, you know, let's say if I haven't promoted this offer before, this is a new offer. I don't know how well it's going to convert for me yet. Okay, I want to implement traffic strategies and traffic methods that will allow me to do small tests. Okay, in other words, I don't want to dump a lot of money, like $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, into, you know, promoting something, and then it turns out that it's not converting well. Make sense? So I want to test it out on a smaller scale to where, you know, I invest under $100 for traffic. 20, 30, 40 bucks, you know, 50 bucks, $60, to just kind of test the waters a little bit, get my feet wet and see how well that offer is going to convert before I do anything. Okay? So I'm looking for traffic sources that will allow me to do those small tests. Make sense? So far, so good? All right. Hopefully so. So next thing, again, when I'm looking for traffic methods that I'm going to promote and I'm going to implement in promoting that offer, I'm looking for traffic methods that, again, if you recall from that previous video, that are fast, scalable, and consistent. Make sense? Those three pillars, these are the three pillars of good traffic. Like I said, if you're looking at traffic and it doesn't have these, you know, this criteria here, if it's not fast, if you're not able to generate the traffic fast, meaning, like, you know, if I want to get traffic tomorrow and if I cannot do it, you know, I'm not going to mess around with methods that will, you know, require, or that will, you know, have me wait for traffic for like, you know, a couple of weeks or a couple of months or whatever. You know, I don't do SEO stuff. I don't do article marketing. I don't do anything that's time consuming and that's not kind of like out of my control. You know, I want to be able to, with my methods and what I teach in High Traffic Academy is, listen, I want to be able to implement, when I implement a traffic strategy, I want to be able to get results tonight, tomorrow at the latest. Okay, that's what we teach in High Traffic Academy. So fast, scalable, and consistent is very important, obviously, you know, when it comes to traffic. And also, another thing, what I'm looking for is when I'm looking at the traffic methods, and again, we're going to cover all this in this video in practice. I'm going to show you that. Is I want to be able to use those networks or those traffic sources whenever possible that would allow me to build my list. Okay, in other words, I want to be able to promote my landing page. Okay, and it's very, very important. Why would I do that? Well, especially like, for example, you know, we're gonna, in this example, we're gonna use ClickBank. We're gonna get somebody else's offer off of ClickBank, right? And again, you don't have to do that. I'm just gonna give you an example. You can model after that if you want. But I'm gonna use somebody else's offer, and think about it. If I'm gonna get traffic to that offer, right? So let's say if I got 1,000 visitors to that offer, that's 1,000 people, real people, like with names and feelings and desires and you know, and real people, not just numbers, right? These are real people coming to my website. So every time or anytime, whenever possible, I always try to capture those people into my autoresponder sequence. Makes sense? So I always try to collect their emails. So I build my list. And the reason I want to build my list is because, listen, I'm building my business asset, right? If you are promoting something right now and you're not building your list, you're making the biggest mistake in your business ever, my friend. You always want to be collecting those leads whenever possible, okay? So I'm looking for traffic methods that would allow me to promote a landing page, okay? Not just like, for example, Google AdWords. Like right now, at the time of me recording this, it's not a good strategy because, you know, they don't allow direct linking, and they don't allow, you know, doing AdWords, running AdWords directly to landing pages, like short form landing pages, unless you pay them like $30 per click or something like that, you know. So of course there are other methods that I'm going to implement, and we're going to talk about those. So step number 3 is I'm looking for, you know, obviously my return on my investment. So when I promote something, when I do a small scale testing, okay, I always want to know my numbers. You always want to know your numbers. Doesn't matter what you promote, okay? You always want to keep track of your traffic statistics, first of all, okay? See how many visitors you're getting. So if you are applying, you know, if you're getting traffic from this traffic source A, for example, right? You want to track how many visitors you got, how much money you paid, how many visitors you got, what was your cost per visitor, okay? CPV is cost per visitor, by the way, in that screen right there. I want to know how many unique visitors I got versus how many total visitors I got, okay? So I want to keep track of all that stuff. I want to track my earnings per click. So how many clicks did I get versus how much money I earned in commissions And so that way I can figure out, okay, so if my earnings per click is $3 or $2 or whatever, right? So that way I can figure out, okay, when we're talking about scaling stuff up, when we're talking about doing a rollout method, which we're going to cover in video 3, okay, the next video coming in this series, we're going to talk about how to do that. I want to know these numbers first, and then I can, when you know your numbers, listen, when you do a rollout, it's like printing money, man. I'm telling you, it's awesome. I'm going to show you how to do that. I want to also track my lead conversions. If I'm promoting to a landing page, I want to see what percentage of those people who are coming to my landing page are actually converting and opting in to my list, right? I want to track my sales conversions. Obviously, you want to track that stuff. It's it's basic stuff. And to do that, you can use a tracking software. Okay, so you probably are familiar with this, but you can use